I like to clap my hands when it's time.
You don't want no problems. Okay, we ready?
Hey. It's Michonne Carter Fogel.
And Eureka Edison.
And this is
The Give Back.
How y'all doing today? We back with another episode.
A good one today.
A good one, because I know a lot of y'all be leaving this junk out of y'all's things, okay?
Let's talk about the start of any relationship.
Any relationship when it comes to this salon.
To this.
So listen, the one thing y'all don't need to be doing is going into these things blind. So one thing that we make sure that we do for each and every new client that comes this way is
it's a requirement. A consultation.
There is no way around it. I just had a lady texting me this morning, do you take new clients for locks? And I told her, ma'am, if you set a consultation, maybe you can come in and we can see if we're a fit. Okay?
Yeah, we have to match. Don't get to walk in and say, hey, you doing my hair, because no, I'm not. Now,
I could be, I'm the technical person, Eureka's technical, but when it comes down to the consult, I have certain things that I look for in the consult. But outside of just looking at your hair, I'm also looking at you as a person and the energy that you bring into the salon. But the main things that I'm going to look at in the consult, we're going to look at your density of your hair.
Density, texture,
elasticity,
porosity. That one's huge, yeah.
Texture. And what's that hair's history?
Yeah, because a lot of y'all tend to feel like, oh, it was just 6 months ago. But 6 months ago on hair is not a long time.
It's not. It's 3 inches. Stop playing with us.
It's not a long time.
Stop playing.
A lot of times we have to peel back a lot of layers on that hair, because some of y'all like to use the box color.
Man, you know what I've learned about dealing with people in consultations? When it comes to dealing with clients in consultations, I ask them the same question 3 times.
And you'll get a different
answer. You get a different answer every single time, but usually by that 3rd time, that's the truth.
The truth starts to come out, right? The truth starts to come out.
So ask them the same question. So, hey, and you ask them in a different way. That'll let you know a lot about.
So now we getting somewhere. Cause see, I stump them when they book a consultation, and I'm like, hey, they come in and we sit down. I'm like, why are you here? And when they look at me just like a deer caught in hair lights. I'm like, I mean, honestly, I'm not being smart. I'm not trying to be abrasive, but why are you here? Some people are here for different reasons. Some people are here because they are truly looking for a salon home.
Yes.
Some people are here because they just don't know what to do and need some direction.
Yes.
Some people are here because their last experience was horrible.
Ooh.
And I need to figure it out.
Ooh.
And some people are here for a specific reason, meaning I want color. And if that's just all you're here for, bye.
Bye-bye. Because if we're not making a long-standing relationship, especially with that color, you are not for me.
At all.
If you can't commit to these treatments and these hands, you are not for me.
We're talking about treatments, trims, haircuts. Like, color is a huge commitment.
Huge. And I need you to be on a whole treatment regimen so I can have you out here looking your best while you represent me.
Because here's the thing. Everybody wants to go, I want to go honey blonde. I want to go Auburn.
That ain't for everybody.
And it's not.
But in your consultation, if you do a consultation with the person and you know that they are on the trajectory is for them to get this color, as a stylist, it is also your responsibility to tell them what don't go. Honey blonde's not for everybody.
It is not.
That should be addressed in the consultation. And as a stylist, a professional stylist, you should be able to redirect that person during the consultation from that honey blonde to something that's more befitting for their time.
Well, here's the thing. And I think a lot of stylists need to understand. Because I need reference pictures. Because what is your honey blonde?
Baby, because honey blonde to you could be a neutral warm blonde or something like that.
Because a lot of times it's not honey blonde.
Terminology be different, boy. It is. Y'all be tearing some stuff up.
I'm like, baby, that's not honey blonde. Everybody, I think it's just more of a common color that people know, and it's
just a common name that they know.
And I'm like, yeah, that's not what that is. But is that the color that you want?
And in the consultation, while we're telling you to bring us illustrations and pictures of things that you see, we're able to look at that picture. As stylists, we look at a picture and can spot on know what color it is. But because of the communication between the two, I'm going to look at that picture and ask you, what do you see?
Yeah,
What is it
what's
you
the main
see?
color that you see?
While I'm seeing 3-4 colors, you may see one, and I'm like, okay, so we're gonna concentrate on
On
that
that one
one,
color.
because that's all you see that you want.
And then your undertones. People don't understand undertones in your skin and putting that color on it could wash you out.
Now, baby, listen,
It
now,
could make you look
to
creepy.
somebody who is a hobby stylist, we speaking foreign language. We are speaking completely foreign language to you, especially when we start talking numbers and natural underlying pigments and tones. Y'all have no idea, no clue. Go to a class. Get you a color class. The thing that you were taught in school is the number one money-making thing in the industry is hair color.
This color.
If you don't know hair color beyond burgundies and blondes, baby, baby, if you don't know hair color beyond, let me bleach this. Hold on, let me rephrase my terminology. Let me pre-lighten this and put some color on top of it. But guess what? That red didn't hold. Ooh.
Maybe because you took out too much pigment.
Baby.
But anyway,
we
we talk about consultation.
consults. Back to the consults. I'm sorry.
So with the consultation, not only are we looking for your hair history, but we are also looking at your lifestyle. What is your lifestyle like outside of the salon? Like, what do you do? Are you maintaining a household with 3 small children, and somebody's playing soccer, and you really only have 20 minutes to deal with your hair in the morning? Because if that's the case, color probably isn't for you.
We can't hear that.
So I don't understand. That just threw me off. So if you don't have a lot of time in the morning, then a lot of things aren't for you. So your lifestyle plays a big role as to what we will set up for you. If, let's just say, you don't have every 2-week time slot to come in here, so now we need to send you home with shampoo and conditioner so that we are not fighting against each other.
Absolutely.
Because there's no way you're going to come to me once a month and I do all this work and energy to you, and then you go home and you suave.
You already fired. One of the things you was talking about, the question that you ask in your consultation. My consultation, whenever somebody sits down in the chair, the first thing I ask them is, what's your hair goals? What are your hair goals? How do you envision your hair? What is the ultimate goal? And then we go into what's the lifestyle. Now, if the two don't match up, it's my job to tell you that that's not matching up. It's my job to tell you that I need a little bit more commitment from you, or to tell you what it's going to take for you to be able to maintain whatever your hair goals are.
Yeah. She's like, yeah. No, because it's a lot, though. When they come in and they sit in your chair, you looking at energy. You looking at how they enter the room. You are looking at their hair. Because I'm like, okay, well, come to my chair, sit down, take your hat off. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, they in a hat, they in a scarf, they in a bonnet.
Woo.
Take it off. Let's see what we dealing with right here. Because I need to know, when was the last time you colored your hair? When was the last time you had a trim? What is your daily routine? Because I know that you aren't walking around like this every day. So
baby, I had about 6 weeks ago, I had a new client come in, and for me, new clients, but she came in the door. I didn't know who she was. She had a hood on with a bonnet on, and she's just sitting there, and I said, can you take that off, please? And she looked at me kind of weird, and I was like, I mean, you're a new person in here, and I don't know what I have gotten myself into, or what you have chosen to enroll me into. So give me a time to process whatever's on your head while I'm finishing this person. Just let me see, what it is. And
because a million thoughts run through your head while you, like, as this new person is coming in who you are about to consult with. Even though I'm finishing up somebody else, I'm looking and my head is it's spinning.
I'm a visual. I had somebody say to an outside client before, well, I set a consultation with her, but I don't understand how she's going to consult me if she's not in my hair. Well, me consulting you is much, much more than me just touching your hair. Like we've already stated, it's your energy. So right out the gate, she didn't come back. Secondly, it is like, what are you looking like on your normal? How do you know that I can't consult you? I can look at your hair from my chair and tell It's porous. It's over processed. It's dry. Them ends been chewed on.
Ooh,
all the
wee.
things that I can tell before I even put my hands in your
in it.
hair. So consultations are much more than just physical. They're visual, and it is a whole energy type of situation. If you come into the salon already standoffish, I mean, I may excuse that because you may be nervous about the state of your hair, but
Right.
through further consultation, through further talking, if I can tell right out that, yeah, your terminology, your everything is just not, I know right then we're not a match.
Yeah,
So guess what I don't do? Schedule you an appointment.
Right. Well, people got to understand the consultation is just that. It's not a guarantee that you have a spot on my book.
That's it.
It's not a guarantee because
It's like an interview.
It is. And then sometimes I have decided I don't want, like, listening to people talk. And when you ask questions, I'm asking questions for a reason because I want to know, for one, how you're going to answer this question. And then I want to know how much pushback are you giving me?
How you gonna fight me?
Because if within this consultation, I'm asking you all the questions that I need to get your hair where you envision your hair, and you are constantly giving me excuse after excuse and pushback, I don't even want to deal with you.
No.
Because I know that this is not going to end well.
But that becomes part of us being able to pick and choose. If we know right out the gate that you're going to be problematic, and like she said, giving us pushback about how we're trying to get you to your goals, like, yeah, it's pointless. I don't even fight like that at home, so I'm definitely not going to fight like that in the salon.
At all. Like, all of that matters. And within the consultation, after asking you what your goals are, why are you here, and we come up with a plan moving forward. And don't get me wrong, I still will move forward with some people, but we have a plan. And let's just say 2 months down the line, I noticed that I'm following the plan.
But you're not.
But you're not. I'm definitely going to call you out on that. I'm going to give you a chance to get it together before I let you go. Because what I promise you, what I'm not going to do is fight against myself.
Not.
I'm just not doing it.
No.
I've had some clients where I'm like, this is just too much unnecessary work. Simply because you won't use the correct shampoo. Simply because you won't detangle your hair. Simply because, I'm going to go see her anyway, so I'm not going to comb my hair. I'm not going to brush my hair. That's ornery.
$55 additional for me.
That's ornery.
Because I don't do the orneriness. I fired people. I have a client that I fired. She actually came in. Hair was on top of her head in a bun. I got her to the shampoo bowl and I was like, so how did you have your hair? She was like, well, I wore a twist out for 2 weeks. Okay. And then I just brushed it up in a bun. So you didn't detangle between that?
Oh.
And it was the fact that she had absolutely nothing about it. She was just nonchalant. Guess what? She ain't been able to get back on that book yet. Because she made me instill my $55 comb out detangle fee. I spent 45 minutes detangling her hair.
Before
I got to her whole style. So she set me back a whole 45 minutes. But what that meant in the end is I no longer want you as a client.
Yeah.
Because you have no disregard for what I do as a professional. And then you set yourself back on your hair goal. So yeah, we cool.
Yeah, I've experienced a few myself where I'm like, yeah, we're not doing this again.
We're not. We will not.
I'm not doing this again. As a matter of fact, I've fired a micro lock client.
Ooh.
And we all know how those first beginning stages of locks, whether they traditional, whether they micro, we all know how precious those moments are in the beginning while the lock is being established.
Mm-hmm.
So within my micro lock consultation, there are plenty do's and there are plenty don'ts.
She did the don't.
And she did a huge don't. And it took, for the upcoming second retie, because the first one I was confused. I'm like, well, why is your hair doing this? Because she's in the tree making me feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like, well, why is it taking so long? Why is it costing this much money? And I'm like, I don't know. It shouldn't be. Why is your hair doing? And I felt like I was really doing something wrong.
She tried to test your gangster.
And then 2 weeks later, I seen her out somewhere. I didn't let her see me, but I seen her doing a huge don't. So when it came time that following Monday, as I was laying in bed responding to messages, I went ahead and properly fired her and said, hey, I seen you on this day with this at this event. And because of that,
I can no longer serve
be
you.
able to be your stylist.
Yo bad.
I've never heard a word from that girl again. Because you made me feel like I was doing something wrong when I sat there and gave you all the do's and don'ts of this journey we was traveling together.
And I know in that consultation, you got every single do and don't. Every single one of them, because we are very detailed stylists like that.
Very detailed. And I can honestly say, all my micro lock clients, she's the only one I've had to fire since I've been doing micro locks for the last, 2 years?
Amen.
She's the only one I've had to fire because the rest of them are like, I ain't getting fired.
No, they don't want that. That's a fear.
Okay, I'm not.
That is a fear. It's a fear. Like, how you gonna end up with no micro lock technician because you decided you want to go on your own path?
Yeah, and do your own thing.
Now you got to search for somebody else that's gonna charge you out the wazoo.
Yeah,
because
I'm very reasonable.
She is,
and I'm quick.
But she's my
Listen, let me tell y'all.
She's my loctician.
I don't play when I'm behind that chair. I love being behind that chair.
She gave me the business a couple of times.
I've had to, yeah.
And it's okay. I'm a horrible client. I am a horrible client.
She another one.
But I'm getting better.
She is, and she, but the thing with you is, right?
Yes.
It's not on purpose.
No.
Like, you have clients who purposely do things. And I know that the in-between time with you, it is you using the correct product. You are using the correct methods. But, baby, sometimes we don't have the time. So things get a little stretched out between us more than they should. But we make it work.
It's okay.
Because I just got fussed at because my porosity was off. She got me.
I'm her stylist.
She got me, y'all.
We bouncing. Yeah, I was telling her, nah, sis, something ain't right.
We cut 3 inches off.
Something ain't right.
She's like, your hair is trash. I was like, damn. Damn.
I don't have a problem with telling anybody their hair is trash. I think that's the most vivid way to say it. Your hair is trash.
So imagine being laid back in the chair and I just open my eyes because I be messing with her every once in a while. And you see like this.
I'm like,
she had a disgusted look on her face, and I'm like, what?
Your porosity is off.
She's like, your porosity's off. Your hair is trash. I was like, oh.
That was part of me consulting you at the bar.
Can we fix it? Because I don't want to be in trouble like this no more.
Trash. My clients, for real, they be like, dang, for real? Or I tell them that their ends look like they've been chewed on.
Yeah.
Like somebody just gnawed on them.
But they do. But that you learn all that in the consultation, though, right? Because you ask, so when was the last time you had your hair trimmed?
Yeah. No, now you have to say, when was the last time you had your hair professionally trimmed?
Oh, yeah, because the pickup and
baby, they be snipping off ends of twists.
They do.
And your hair be like this.
Yeah.
And then mad because I got to cut like an inch off because I got to straighten out what you did. But it's part of it.
And then another thing with the consultation, when we ask, because we have a lot of natural clients.
Mm-hmm.
The pickup and pull method that you guys do, you have to stop that. Because then when you come and get that silk out and we silk your hair out, first of all, I need for everybody to understand your hair on one side or however you sleep is going to be shorter and thinner anyways. Mm-hmm. Because you are depriving it
of that nourishment.
7, I say most people sleep anywhere between 4 to... Some people get 10 hours of sleep a night. So just imagine you laying on that side of your head every night for those amount of hours. So your hair on that side is going to automatically be thinner and shorter. So then when you decide you're going to do the pick up and pull method and start cutting pieces, mind you, one side's already shorter. So you're going to do the pick up and pull and you can cut the shorter side that's already shorter, even shorter.
Oh.
So now we silk you out and you look like the little line on the heart monitor.
But what about the people who don't realize that your hair has several different textures in it? So the front of it may hang looser and you trying to do this to try to even it up with the back. And when we go silking it up, guess what? This part in the front then jumped up because you didn't cut it.
Yep.
Leave it to us. Let
Please.
us do that. If you feel like your hair is a little bit excessively tangled, then you probably need to seek out a professional and go get that thing treated and trimmed. Okay? But
Go ahead.
getting back to this consult.
Yeah.
So I want my professionals to understand that in a consultation, I don't want you to feel like you're being raped of your intellectual property. And I say that because that happened to me. I had a girl when I was just breaking into the natural hair and everybody was trying to get in my intellectual property. I had a girl come and set an appointment with me when I did not charge for a consultation. She sat and talked to me for 25 minutes. When she left, I thoroughly felt like I had been used for my property. So with that being said, to talk to me, it used to be $15 for a 15-minute consultation. But when I felt like I was raped, I doubled the price. So my consults are now $30 for 15 minutes to talk to me. So for my professionals, know that for you to give professional advice, for you to advise someone on their hair, you can still get paid for that. You don't have to sit there and talk to a person for 15 to 30 minutes and feel like you was left with nothing and making no money. You can still make $25 to $30 for a consult. So charge for that thing.
Charge.
Because that is your intellectual property. It's what you know, and that you would give a paying client behind the chair. So if somebody's coming in to get that, charge them. Know your worth.
And then potential clients, ask questions. Ask your stylist questions. Ask them what type of shampoo they're using. Ask what the plan of action needs to be. Let them know exactly what it is that you want and what you're willing to do and how much time you actually have.
Absolutely.
Because if we work together, don't get me wrong, we would love to have a stand-in every week appointment. That way we don't have to have a ton of clients. It would just be, we would love that, but that's not life. So you may only be able to come once a month. I have 2 twins that come every 2 to 3, 8 to 10 weeks.
With a gang of hair.
Gang of hair.
God.
Who we completely transformed. When I got them, baby, it took me, and I'm not joking, one twin, it took me an hour and a half just to shampoo, blow dry. Well, shampoo, detangle, blow dry, and trim her hair.
They have so much hair.
Now, baby, let me tell you, because they follow the rules, they come in on a regular, they get their treatments every time they come. They both come at the same time. I work them at the same time.
Yep.
And they are out of here in less than 2 hours with a gang of hair.
Which brings me to this. So she was talking about her twins that she does once every...
They're about every 8 to 10 weeks.
8 to 10 weeks. So these ladies, I think that they may wear protective styles in between that. You wouldn't be able to tell. Because their protective style actually does what it's supposed to do. And they come to the healthy regimen specialist over here to maintain what we've got going on.
So they have 0 complications when it comes to maintaining their hair. Their porosity is always correct. And they have, one twin has more hair than the other, but they both got a lot of hair. And they typically do protective styles and natural styles. So their twist outs are always fabulous with good shape. Ends are perfect. Moisture is perfect. Like, if that's all you have, all the time that you have, do that. Don't fight against your stylist.
No.
Get the product that your stylist uses on the back bar.
But know that that's something that was established in the consultation. If you set those, I don't want to call them rules, but I'm going to call them guidelines. If you set those guidelines with your clients, first of all, you know who's for you. You know that they're not going to work against you. And it could be a happy, harmonious relationship with benefits.
A lot of
long
benefits.
flowing hair.
Yeah.
You know, because they say black women's hair don't grow anyway.
That is false.
Lies told.
Because like I said, we literally just cut 3 inches off my hair.
Debunking all the myths.
Hair grows. It definitely grows if you take care of it. You have to give your hair what it needs. It is a living, breathing organism. It has to be treated as such.
Has to be. Ooh, that's a whole nother topic. So we can put that on our list too.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
But yeah.
Well,
Have to.
yeah. So, Yeah, we talked about this consult a little bit today. Hope we give you guys a little bit of insight on how to do that thing. If you do not have a consultation on your service menus, I suggest that you definitely do that. Get that in your arsenal. Make that a stipulation and a regulation for new clients coming into the salon. It'll make your life much easier and
Whole lot
it'll set
easier.
you apart.
I mean, and then it just lets you know what you're getting into with this client.
Man, have the conversations.
It lets you know what you're getting into when it comes to their commitment level, when it comes to personality.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a lot of silent appointments. I am okay with that. I am not a huge talker.
Man, I had a silent appointment last week. You said on one of our others that if I have a silent appointment, I'm about to have a conniption fit.
Yeah.
Listen, I had a silent appointment last week and actually realized that it was silent, and I'm still trying to have conversation with her. And this girl got earphones in her ears like she tuned me out, so I had to adjust. But I found myself in between her appointment, like going to have conversations other places because I'm not really
a
that
silent
quiet
appointment
person. If I'm gonna be quiet, I'm gonna be singing in your ear or something. I can't be quiet, but
that all comes with the consultation.
The
You actually
consult.
get a glimpse into a personality, and you have to decide whether this personality is for me or not. Or sometimes you can override
Yeah.
a silent appointment personality.
Yes.
If their hair goes along with you,
Absolutely.
and you can tolerate it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, guys, please do the consultation. I promise you, it makes everybody's life so much easier. It gives you, like Mashawn said, some guidelines.
Yes.
It gives you a blueprint on how to handle each and every individual client. You guys are on the same page when it comes to the health of the hair, how to treat the hair, where we going with this. It's the foundation
Yes.
of the relationship that you have with that client, and it makes all the difference in the world. And not only that, it sets forth expectations from each other.
That part. You should have expectations. You should have expectations from your clients. And truth be known, they should have expectations from you. Mm-hmm. Your clients' expectations, they're literally laying their hair in your hands. So they expect for you to treat it accordingly and professionally. So, yeah.
Yeah, just please do consultations,
Put them
guys.
consults in your arsenal. Put them on your
Please.
books. Charge for them. Get it in. All right.
All righty.
Well, once again, this is the Give Back. Mashawn Carter Fogle.
Eureka Edison.
We'll see y'all next episode.
We're out.